Everybody wants to vacation where we live.
They do.
Kody,
They really do.
This is Kody Gruber.
Especially out here on Lido Key.
Prime Vacations. He is your go-to for what?
Vacation rentals on Siesta Key, Anna Maria, Bradenton Beach, Holmes Beach, and especially out here on Lido Key.
All the best area beaches in the entire country right here. We're going to talk about it in today's video, so please stay tuned. Okay, Kody, we are at 211 Grant, which is right across from Lido Public Beach. And tell us a little bit about this before we go take a tour.
So this is a 8-bedroom, 8.5 bath. It is right by the beach, as Shayla explained, and also walking distance to the St Armands Circle.
Wow, and that right there is a commodity, right? So when you're thinking vacations, I want to be able to walk to everything. When I book a vacation, I'm like, either it's a downtown sort of element, or obviously they're coming here for the beach.
Exactly.
So walking to the beach, walking to the restaurants, you can not worry about drinking.
Yep. You can leave your car right here and walk home.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So brand new home here. This house has a lot of really awesome features that lots of people want in their Airbnb rental property. So we're excited to give you a little tour. But what does this say?
It says Lucky in Lido. We name every single property that we bring on. Little something fun that we do, you know, for the owners, and they tend to love it.
I really love that. And you know, a lot of the homes that we walk into, because I sell a lot of properties that are rental properties, and what I love about when you walk into this is there's a lot of room here. So, and it accommodates up to 12 people.
Correct.
Right?
Yep, 12 people, children welcome. We have bathrooms and different rooms set up for children, like, you know, bunk beds and king beds and different things like that. So.
Right. And we all know if you have rental property or you want to purchase rental property, it's all about the sleeps, right?
Absolutely.
The pull-out couches, how many people you can fit in one time.
In this industry, we like to call it heads and beds.
Oh. Heads and beds. So we are lucky in Lido. We live here, we operate here, we sell here, we rent here, and we absolutely love it. We're very lucky to be here. And we want to show you the backyard. It's great.
Here we go.
Is this Instagram worthy?
I think so.
It's definitely Instagram worthy. I mean, this is like Vegas, baby.
You are in your own little mini Vegas.
But we're not in Vegas anymore. Okay, this is okay. There's a huge covered area, and you know what you don't see? What is it behind
the slide
me?
Over here.
It's kid friendly. I mean, it's a little mini slide. It's probably small for insurance reasons. What else we got, Kody?
We got a TV down here in case you guys want to watch sports on your vacation. Large pool and a spa.
This is the money shot right here. I mean, I could see some fun parties. This is like a small mini Playboy mansion.
And you have to have a grill.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. So we mentioned sleeps, heads and beds. How many bedrooms and how many square feet is this house?
It is over 3,700 square feet, and it is 8 bedrooms with their own ensuite bathrooms as well.
And it's got all of like the colors that everybody likes, the lighter with like the accents, very beachy. They have designers that decorate each property.
Every single one.
Right?
Yep.
So, and I don't know if we mentioned it, but the geographic area, right? So you go from Anna Maria to...
So where we operate the most is the tip of Anna Maria into, you know, downtown Bradenton area, and then all the way down south to South Siesta Key and mainland Sarasota as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say before we go on, it's really, really hard to find strong professionals in your field, and I don't know what that's all about. It's either they're lacking in communication, somehow professionalism, or their follow through. I think that your presentation is extremely professional. You were very communicative. I had a referral downtown, and he was the second agent. I'm sure you're going to get the business. He was just extremely detail oriented, and met with her, called her, did everything I asked, because I think that anytime we give a referral, it's an extension of ourselves and our profession, our professionalism, or lack of professionalism. So when I give a referral, it's very meaningful. I just want you to get the business and make the money and make the client happy. That's all I want. I want the client happy. I want them to call you over and over again. I want them to call me when they want to sell, right? And so I just can't speak to Kody and his team enough about how amazing they are and their wide area, the territory.
Absolutely.
And they're really just professional.
We strive to give Class A performance to all of our owners and investors. We give free rental projections, pro formas to those owners as well. Like Shayla is saying, communication is key in this industry, and you can't be quick enough to respond to owners.
I mean, that's where it's at. They have so many other options. I don't think a lot of options. I mean, they might have options in their mind, but who's really going to do the job for you, not just blow smoke, who's really going to give you the numbers that are realistic, not just overinflating those numbers. I think that's also important when it comes to the rental market. The rental market, alongside the general real estate market, is shifting so much.
It is.
And I mean, our area has exploded.
It has.
I mean, it's grown so much, right? And
when it's as beautiful as this, it's hard not to.
Guys, by the way, look at this kitchen. I love this. Look at the design.
Very Tahitian, right by the beach. So we had to go with these chandeliers.
And the matching
wicker.
Wicker.
Yep.
Okay, so you've got the open kitchen. Everybody wants the open kitchen, just the fun vibes, boho chic, relax. I mean, you're on vacation. You want like beach vibes, tile, no carpeting.
Absolutely not.
Yuck. Because you're right here at the beach.
Exactly.
And then you kind of walk around. Show us around here.
So we got this huge open area, great room. You got the living room here as well, and a beautiful balcony that overlooks the pool area.
Oh, that is cool. And then this sort of opens up to just the main living area here. And it's spacious. This is a good size area to gather for all 12 heads. 12
heads in beds.
So let's talk price. What is something like, first of all, what are the rules and regulations, and what are the pricing? I know it's going to vary depending on the time of year.
Yeah.
Right? Tell us more about that.
So peak season here, can be anywhere from the end of January through typically Easter. So you get about 3 months or so of peak season. During that time, prices are elevated. Something like this would probably be about $30,000 to $35,000 on a monthly basis.
Okay. During season?
During season.
Okay.
But thankfully, this is in the city, and anything in the city of Sarasota has a 7-night minimum.
1 week.
So it is huge when it comes to rentals in this area. A lot easier to be able to bring your family down when you can spend 7 nights instead of having to fork up for 30 nights.
Well, and the owner gets a higher gross income, right? Because it's weekly.
Yep.
I know that the short-term and the mid-term rentals here are very healthy, so that speaks to that, right? So for 1 week, what would you get during season?
During season, so everything that we have is on based on a supply and demand scale. We don't have fixed seasonal cost that we implement. It's more dynamic pricing. So
I like that.
Yeah, so it can be if you book a year out, you might be paying a little bit higher. The closer you get to the time frame, you might be paying a little bit less to stay at the property.
Oh, a little less.
Yeah.
See, I thought it'd be the other way around. Like, I have renters that booked a year in advance. I guess that could speak to like the high demand, so you're paying higher.
And they want to make sure that they secure it before someone else takes it from underneath them. Basically.
Or you could say, all right, so do you ever say, well, I'd rather have someone here and book it, but it's always like that higher cost for you guys?
I think what it is, it's a great question. It's
supply and demand.
Supply and demand. Okay. It's all based on the comparables and the supply and demand in the area.
Cool, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not comparing myself to a big company, but just my little rental. I know that when I want to have a quality tenant, like someone destroyed some of my stuff, I'm more inclined to like raise the price, or my insurance went up, or like this is a brand new build. You're going to captivate the highest possible gross income on this.
And bringing up what Shayla just mentioned, we do vet our tenants. It is a lengthy process as well. We want to make sure that we're bringing in the best tenants to your properties.
Right. And so when I refer you to a client of mine, what's your process there in terms of?
There's a lot of different things that I would do with working with owners. Number one, I would put together a pro forma for them. Make sure that I'm putting it together in terms of realistic numbers. I don't want to overinflate those, because at the end of the day, in a year's time, I want to make sure that we're talking and we're both happy.
And you're revisiting the numbers that you talked about, and people are smart. They go online and they look and they talk to their neighbors, right?
Yep.
So,
and we have a reservations department. We have a guest services department, and best of all, for this conversation, is we have a revenue department.
Yeah.
So they're constantly adjusting numbers. The software system that we use also adjusts numbers for us as well. So we're constantly in there making sure that we're captivating what we can.
I love it. Okay, believe it or not, this is part of the master. So this is like the whole master wing.
They have their entire wing here, even a half bath, just for,
Just because we can.
Just because, yeah.
And because 30 grand a month.
Exactly.
And it's an 8-bedroom. So yeah, opposite of this, and I'll show you the rest of the house kind of as we go with the master suite. And off of this is a great balcony and rooftop. So can you see the beach from there?
You can. You can actually see the water from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Kody, I want to tell people, like, lastly, as we kind of leave here, how are you different? Because there are so many quote unquote options for people. How do you separate yourself, and how do you propose to the client that you're different?
So we've kind of touched on some of those points today. Just to reiterate, number one is communication. We really strive to make sure that we get back to these owners as quick as we can, because we know that, number one, someone else is going to take them if we don't.
Yeah.
And number two, it's just because, of who we are at Prime Vacations. But I would really say what sets us apart is the departments that we have in the company. We have close to 400 employees, which are local here for the most part. So we have the capacity to take on anything from a studio to, these 9 and 10 bedrooms that you're seeing today. So that really, separates us from our competition, because we're not spread thin. We're not having to wear, 7 different hats as the manager, the reservationist, the guest services department. We can separate those things and compartmentalize those. So those few items there. And I would also say that realistic nature of what your property can actually bring in, instead of inflating.
Right. And you leave customers more than satisfied, right, to be able to work with you over and over again. Likewise with realtors, I'm sure you have a nice referral system for realtors. By the way, if anybody's watching, if you'd like to touch on that, the realtor system.
So anytime that any realtors in town bring us a client, as soon as they close, then we will go ahead and pay you out. And if you'd like to find out more, please get with myself or Shayla, and we can supply that to you.
Yeah, thank you for the well-rounded tour of this home and your product, and the way you guys operate. I feel like aligns very much with me and how I operate. I say myself and my team. Well, a lot of what I do is myself, but I employ like a marketing team and other people. And so, making sure that all those moving parts are representative of the client is really important at the end of the day, to keep the highest and most money in their pockets. Absolutely. That we can. So thank you for joining us on the channel.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I hope you get some business out of this.
I appreciate
and
that.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support throughout the year. We look forward to bringing more content throughout the year in 2024 here as well. And thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Shayla.